friends, good evening or good day. Welcome to all of you. Tonight, I would like to talk about a topic, a very special topic to me. Touching. It is a very touching topic because it is called touching. Have you touched anyone today? I have a very interesting episode to tell you, a true story. But before I start, let me ask you to give me some feedback. You can call me. You have at the end of my talks, you have my phone number, my website also. When I did this 10, 15 years ago, I started doing a program every week entitled Healing and the Course in Miracles. And at that time, I used to get more feedback than I'm getting now. And I think one of the reasons is because there were no computers. In any case, feedback is very important because I learn from you. And I hope you will learn from me. I am telling you this at the beginning because I do not want to forget. Because the topic of tonight, touching, is based on a true story that a friend of mine, who is also a TV viewer of my show, called me to let me know of a great event in her life. And it has to do with her mother. Her mother has been in the hospital for a while, paralyzed, and she lost her speech. Her daughter decided to start collecting stories, episodes, and that were of course related to her mother's life. And she started calling all over the United States her friends and her cousins and her sisters and brothers to collect these stories and to get the ideas. Some of them were perhaps forgotten by some of the members and others would remember, and she wrote them down. Now, this could not have taken too long. This was all in the past few weeks. She started writing her mother's memoirs, in a way. A few episodes, a few pages. And guess what? She went to see her mother, and what do you do when you're going to see someone that you know is paralyzed, that cannot talk? Her eye movements are not that good either. I guess what you do, you just hold the person's hand. And that's what she did. But at that moment, as a matter of fact, as soon as she walked in the room, she felt that her mother was having a different eyesight. She touched her mother's hand. And she recognized that her mother was touching hers. And her mother was beginning to say words. And her mother has a different way of looking at her. And she made an effort to even raise her daughter's hand to kiss her. Wow. What a surprise. What do you call this event? A miracle? What happened? To me, there are at least two kinds of touching. The physical touching, embrace, holding somebody's hand, but there is also the other touching, which I call a touching beyond space and time. And this is what happened between my friend and her mother. When she started collecting stories, she said she just had that idea of started writing stories. This person is not a writer. This person does not think of herself as a miracle worker. But in the end, we're all writers and we're all miracle workers when the time comes and the necessity and the will and the love. So what happened during those moments of communication? What was communicated from her to her mother? We don't know. We can say, yes, the stories, the events, the memoirs of her life. But how was that communicated? We don't know. This is why studying science, I'm not a scientist, but I've read so much and I've studied so much that my book is very much, as I said, contemplations on spirituality and science. Because science has helped me to understand that communication beyond space and time in a very limited way. Because we are not here on earth to understand all there is. We are here to have just a little hint once in a while, according to our necessities. In that way, that communication beyond space and time is always happening, friends. But the persons have to be ready. And that moment, something touched her mother's mind that opened up something. And you know, friends, as I am talking to you, I realized what happened. What happened was forgiveness. Maybe forgiveness that was necessary between the daughter and the mother, or between the mother and somebody else somebody that was involved also in these episodes of her life, in these memoirs. The words that were used when she wrote down must have clicked some thoughts, and real thoughts that are beyond space and time. And I realized that this is forgiveness only now, and she told me the episodes, and she told me this very recently. I came home and I said, oh, gee, I've been thinking, one day I'm going to give a talk about touching. And this episode is happening. She's telling me this story so that I will bring it up on television. And as I was sitting here just now, it came to my mind, forgiveness is what happened. And I know what I say in my book about forgiveness. It's a very easy sentence, a very simple sentence right here at the beginning. Forgiveness is the remembrance of the loving thoughts that we once shared. To forgive actually is to remember the loving thoughts that we once shared. Friends, somebody in that family had forgotten. But who does this? Who prepares all these encounters? Who told that daughter to go and collect stories and the episodes, to write a few pages on the mother's, about her mother's memoirs? There has to be a channel somehow. There has to be what modern scientists call an intelligence that puts all of this together. So if you want to call that connection, that liaison, so to speak, that channel, an intelligence, go ahead. You may use other words. But something put two and two together. Maybe one of those episodes had a lot to do with forgiveness, and neither the daughter nor the mother were even aware until the moment it clicked in the mother's thought system and healed her. What a powerful intelligence this is. Well, my goodness, and we all have this potential to help each other.